Well, look who it is. Can't say I'm surprised. You know, ever since your first visit, I've had a lot of business all of a sudden. You're not a talker, are you? I didn't take you for a talker. You never have much to say when you're here. Anyway. Let's take a look at your receipt. What? Think I don't keep documentation? I may not like when people follow the rules. I'm not an idiot. That's right. You had the cleaning done on that beautiful Kimber 1911. May I? You've gotten smarter. Where's your light? I see. And what did you get in return? A video camera. It's none of my business. To each their own. Looks like it's in good shape. How many, well, I assume not many. Merchants, traders, I assume you haven't met all that many people out in the waste. The collapse. It did what it needed to do. It separated us. The lambs from the goats. Or those like me. Who decided we would find some kind of value to add to all of this. And then there were those who decided this would be an opportunity to take. So they hide behind government checkpoints, a non-existent government's checkpoints. And they take from you whatever they deem contraband. But really it's just whatever they fancy that day. And then there are those who fled. Those who got off planet before, well, before it happened. Some claim they were on their way out anyway. But I think some, at least some, they knew. They knew what was going to happen. And they took the last ships and took to the stars so that they could pretend that none of this was really happening. Well, what are you here for? You obviously don't need a cleaning. Looks like you haven't had to do any dirty work in a while. And since you're now doing business with Jax, I figure you've got another Jax. What do you, the junk trader? I thought you'd work. You just call him the junk trader. That's quite amusing, actually. No. Jax Mercer, once a very successful businessman, after the collapse, some part of him clung to that identity, and the rest of him has clung to nothing at all. Anyway, before we do any further business, I'm going to need you to pay for your previous cleaning. What do you have for me? This feels full. $30 is no joke. This is a PMAG, a Magpul. How did you get your hands on this? You know I have the AR here. You were thinking ahead. All right. I'll tell you what. That 30-round magazine covers not just your cleaning, but a little something else. So why don't we talk about it? Water? No. No. You couldn't possibly think that water fetches a very high price. This happens to be 3 gallons of water. And it's worth its weight in gold. But let's talk. This is mead. Have you ever partaken of honey wine before? Well, it is a fermented beverage created by fermenting several pounds of honey in water with yeast. This falls into a funny gray area when it comes to price. Because while honey is a rare commodity, alcohol does not serve the body much, except perhaps to forget. So while it's not cheap, it's not quite as costly as water. No, of course, I know why you're here. Oh. We are looking for something somewhat specific. Perhaps there is a job you're looking to do. Something discreet. Well, since I know you are a fan of full-sized pistols and something a little slimmer like the single-stacked 1911, perhaps this Walther would interest you. The Walther P99 features an ambidextrous magazine release right on the trigger guard, as well as a decocker in case you chamber around and then change your mind. It's fairly light, lighter than your all-metal Kimber. And quite ergonomic, as you can see. You're not looking for another full-size pistol. Of course not. How about something like this? This is a Springfield Hellcat, chambered in 9mm. It is one of the highest capacity micro-compact pistols on the market. Or I suppose I should say, on whatever market this is, since there isn't really a market anymore. Springfield Hellcat is quite small, very small, double stack pistol. This one in particular has a crimson trace red dot. Get a good look at that. Also quite ergonomic, and I have several options for magazines as well. There is the higher capacity 13 round magazine, which adds a nice little lip here for a full grip on the firearm. Or there's the slightly smaller 10 round magazine, which also adds a little extra finger grip here, but it's slanted in the back. Making the pistol overall slightly more low profile, while still allowing a full grip. Would you like to take a look? I also have quite a bit of ammo for that in particular. Like I said, I have several magazines. Two 13 round and two 10 round. I also have quite a bit of 9mm ammunition laying about. Full metal jacket. Or, if you prefer, I do have plenty of the 45 ACP that you are so used to. Of course, heavier, larger, more stopping power, depending on how you less capacity. There are the two rounds side by side. You can see the size difference. Of course, one is a hollow point, the 9mm being a full metal jacket. So no to the Hellcat. It's too bad. I have quite a bit for it. Holster. Belt clip, retention, mag holders. Even, funny enough, one that says Zombie Outbreak Response Team. What an idea, right? If only it were that simple. Zombies. I think that would have been better. Well, I also have just extra magazines for your Kimber, if that would interest you. Both 8 rounders, I believe. No. Not what you're looking for. Alright then. You know, I must say, it's unfortunate that so many people know me as the gun guy. I would much prefer post-apocalyptic arms dealer or dystopian supplier. It's not just weapons I have here. Maybe this would interest you. If you're really looking to pull off something big here at the end of all things, it's what's inside that counts. This is level 3 steel body armor. Covered in a frag coating. This will stop most civilian available rifle rounds. There are exceptions, of course, when things start getting fairly large. But if we consider what most people are running around with here at the end of days, this will get you home. Warning: this armor provides limited coverage for the torso against ballistic threats. This is a 10 by 12 level 3 steel plate manufactured in Phoenix, Arizona. All the way back in 2023. Several years before the collapse. What do you say? I understand you want to travel light. Fair enough. How about the kit? As you saw already, of course, it can carry 2 fully loaded AR magazines. And really, any banana clips. Any AR or similar magazines. No. So we are sticking to weapons. Understood. What about the bearded axe? My favorite of the chopping devices. The Berserker axe has its history and its advantages. nice treated iron axe head with a nice blunt end for driving tent pegs into the ground, or dispatching threats. Well, I do have one more thing that perhaps you would be interested in. The curved balisong, or as many know it, the butterfly knife. Able to be deployed fairly quickly. And put away just as quickly. I see that look in your eyes. There's only one reason you would be looking for creativity. It's one thing to dispatch a threat. It's another thing entirely to eliminate someone or something that has taken something from you. Perhaps this someone or something has stood in your way before. It's a checkpoint officer, isn't it? Let me ask you this. What did he look like? I had a feeling. Of the several checkpoint officers that patrol this and the surrounding areas, main entry and exit routes to the byways, there is only one that looks quite a bit like me. Officer Dern has caused me quite a bit of trouble and made my doings and movings about very difficult. Resembling a high-ranking security officer isn't very good for the line of business I do. I'm in. You say he took sugar from you. It's like I said. It's up to whatever they're craving that day. And suddenly it's contraband, paraphernalia. I'll tell you what. You can take that and you can take this and when you've done what you feel you need to do, give me a ring. I'm interested in the outcome of your endeavor. Oh. Do a bit less talking about my doings. I understand that you are interested in my success. But I promise you, there are other ways to support what I'm doing.